Hi guys, in today's episode I'm going to show you how I converted this fake Doblo into a micro camper for under £500. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's episode I'm going to break down the cost that it took to turn my fake Doblo into a micro camper. So I'm only going to cover the things that is in the van right now, it's finished and I'm happy with it. Anything else in the build videos that isn't in the final build, I'm not going to cover, but you can go back and see it. And if you want a price, just ask. So let's get into it. So the first expenditure is obviously the van, and the van cost, I think the guy was wanting £3,000 for it, and I paid $2,700. And it's a Fiat Doblo 2010 model. When I got it, it only had 47,000 miles on it, and the van has also been converted for wheelchair access, so it means that the floor's been lowered and there was seat belts and there was like an electrical pulley system to pull the wheelchair in or to help it in. I knew I wanted to go for a small camper just because I liked the smaller space. The thing that I liked about the converted ones was the lower floor. You've got more legroom basically, and the height from the wheel arch to the floor is the correct seating position, if you know what I mean. If you were just to get a standard Doblo and you were to start building you've got the floor and stuff like that, and then as soon as you start building your bed to sit on and sleep on, you'll find that you're kind of hunched over like that. So with the lowered floor, it's good because you get more legroom and a better seating position. The only con that I've got, I would say, about having a wheelchair accessible converted van, everything is custom. So the exhaust is custom, the fuel tank is custom, and a lot of things aren't where they're supposed to be. So when you go to a mechanic, that can be problematic because some of them don't want to touch it because they don't know where anything is, because it's not where it should be. It's only a wee thing, but once you find a garage, and I have found a good garage, they get used to it, they know it. It's not a big deal, but that's the only con. And there's not a lot of videos on YouTube to get advice or help because, again, my Doblo is quite unique. There's not a lot of videos, and that's why I did the build series. So the main expense was the van, and that came in at £2,700. So just before I go any further guys, if you do go and enjoy the video, why not drop it a wee like and leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know. And if you haven't already, why not consider subscribing and hit that bell notification so you're always notified when I drop a new video. So let's get back into it. So the easiest way I thought I'd doing the breakdown was just going through the build bit by bit. So the strip down and clean total came in at $26.29, and this basically just covered cleaning supplies from B&M's, Hammerite for the holes that were in the van on the floor, and I think it was JB Weld, the epoxy stuff that I used. All of the links for every single thing that I'm going to mention is in the description, and it's just under the different build headers if you want to catch them. So that's the strip down and clean, £26.29. So next up is the vapor barrier and tape, and I spent £76.94. This was basically the full back of this van thermo wrapped in this silver insulation foil, and this includes the insulation as well that I got from B&Q. This is a part I didn't want to skimp on. I wanted to make sure I done it right. I was putting insulation in the walls of the van. Anywhere that there was bare metal, I was putting this thermo wrap, because the more metal that you cover, the less condensation is going to happen, because that acts as a barrier between the metal. So as long as the heat doesn't get to the metal, it doesn't cause condensation or as much. So vapor barrier, tape and insulation, $76.94. To follow that, we go on to the carpeting. So the carpeting in the back here was I think I got 8 metres by 2 metres, and if you include the spray adhesive to obviously stick it, it came to around about £100.98. 8 metres by 2 metres. I think I had quite a lot left because I did the storage boxes as well. I've got windows 360 in this van, so where the carpet would have been going, I had to cut that out because I don't need it. So can I just take a minute guys, because you've probably noticed the bridge in the back. Yes, I'm in Fife on North Queensferry. If you want to see this, it is absolutely teeming it. It is wild. It is really wild out there. On to the next bit, and let's discuss my wood. The wood. This is where it's going to get a bit different for you, because you could source it cheaper. I don't know if I went for the cheapest, I don't know if I went for the dearest. I just went in and saw the wood and I was like, aye, that'll do, and I got it. So you could take a lot off or you could add on. depending what kind of wood you want to use. So for the wood, I'm not going to include the slats that are around the bed or at the edges of the kitchen, so it's just what I use to build the kitchen and the bed frame. That came in at £70, because a lot of it as well, when I was going to get wood, you know the wee bins outside of B&Q, they give you free wood. So I was looking in there all the time and I managed to find scraps of wood and all that stuff, so I managed to keep it down pretty low, about £70. The price of wood right now is massive, or it was when I built the van. So next up is the bed. So the mattress foam came in roughly about £57. I think it was Durafoam or something from Amazon. This is 3-inch foam and I've never had an issue with it. I highly recommend it, and it's in the description if you want to go and pick it up. But again, you might want to go for a different mattress depending on your needs. You know, you might need a memory foam mattress, you might need whatever, so again that price might be different. Next up, and that's the lights. As you've probably seen in the video, I had these puck kind of lights that just stuck up. The idea was there, the you know, rechargeable, all that stuff, but aye, they were just a pain in the arse, because every single time I opened the van door, it fell, or the one there fell. I've managed to find these lights on Amazon. They basically just plug in with a cigarette lighter into the EcoFlow, and they only use about 5 watts or something like that. Like, they're really good. They were £15 off Amazon. So next up is the kitchen. This is going to be subjective. I've tried to keep everything as if you were going to build a camper, you could use every single thing that I got and you'd be good to go. The total cost came to £92. That includes the stove, my recessed sink. You've got one of my favourite things about my camper is a tap. For water, I've got the jug, which is a 10-litre jug, and I've got a 5-litre waste jug, and all of that combined came to £92. And so last but not least, I call this the miscellaneous. My price for my miscellaneous came to around about £61. Silicone tube that feeds the tap, the edging on the edge of the worktop and the shelf. Then you've also got on the doors, you've got the magnetic latches. One of my favourite things is the folding shelf brackets, and the folding shelf brackets, I had to get 2 of them, or 2 sets rather. Because my storage lids, I need to lift them up, I've added leather straps, and the straps, it was just one big piece of leather. In total, my miscellaneous came to £61. There's a few things I actually got for free that help build the van. We'll cover the slats first. So the slats on the side and on the bed came from a repurposed bed. It was just bed slats, and all I did was take them off the bed and then I stained them. That was it. So it came from a free bed off Gumtree. The vinyl floor, again, Gumtree. And the worktop was actually an old computer desk that I used for doing music, and all I did was just wrapped it in this vinyl stuff, which I actually found on Gumtree for free as well. The guy, I think it was like half a roll of it, and I just used that. Pretty much got all of that for free. And before I forget, the extended shelf that I cook on, I thought it was a cutting board. That was from IKEA. I've had that in my house for years, and I thought, I could use it. So that's where that came from. So that was free, and that came from my house. So if my math is right, everything I've done in here was £499.12, and you could cut corners, you could find other ways to make it cheaper. You know, obviously I've not included the LED rope light, because again, that's just a preference. So to build your own micro camper of a similar size van, be it a Fiat Doblo, a Volkswagen Caddy, a Citroen Berlingo, or a Ford Transit Connect, you could do it for under £500. So the only thing that I didn't touch on was the electrics. The electrics is a preference, whether you want to go for an all-in-one system, or do you want to go for the leisure battery and, you know, the split relay chargers and all that stuff. I know a wee bit about electrics, but I don't know enough, and I don't feel comfortable putting wires everywhere and crimping them, and I could do it, but I just don't like the hassle. I like to know that if I plug something in somewhere, if it doesn't work, I'm not backtracking through all the wires of the van trying to find where the problem is. If you've put it in behind the carpet or it's in behind the metal, that's just a pain in the arse. If I plug something into that EcoFlow and it doesn't work, all I need to do is plug another device in, and if the device works, then I know it's that other thing that doesn't work. So I change the fuse or whatever the problem may be, but it's 2-3 steps maybe, that's it. So my preference was, electrics wise, to go for the EcoFlow. So if you were to add the EcoFlow in, what is it, £250 I think it was I paid for it, so that would be on top of the £499. But again, people have got campers without electricity in the back. So you could go for the puck idea that I had and just super glue them and then just run a cable up to charge them from the house or whatever, or a portable bank. Just take it with you, like one of these ones here, and then you could just charge them whenever. So that's how you could get around not having an EcoFlow or the leisure battery and being able to still have lights. So I'm going to cover a few preferences that I've made for my van, and I'm going to give you the cost as well, just because I feel like they need to be there because they are in my videos and stuff. The next preference I have was getting my windows tinted. I think I paid £170 for it. It just helps with, you know, people looking in and stuff like that, although it doesn't stop people looking in. So I'm going to drop a bomb here if you didn't already know. Having tinted windows doesn't mean someone can't look in, because all they have to do is go up to the window with their phone and put it on camera mode and they can see clear as day into your car. So just because you've got tinted windows doesn't mean you can still leave your valuables lying about. If you didn't know that, drop the video a like. So next up is the midge net. As you can see, it just comes off like that. I wanted it because in the summer I wanted to open the side window, and obviously at night as well for ventilation, you know, when I'm sleeping and stuff, without any bugs coming in. And as you can see, it just snaps back on. Brilliant. And you can take it off obviously to clean the windows and stuff, because I stay in Scotland and the places that I want to go, flies, midges, all the rest of it are a pain in the arse. So the magnetic tape and the midge net both came in roughly about £35. And then next up, my preferences again for the toilet. This is a toilet that I was using, and that used to be under the kitchen when it was all one unit, but it was just taking up space. And I found this toilet, as you can see here, folds flat and it opens up and all the rest of it, blah blah blah. Put a black bag in, do your business, take the bag out, tie it up, throw it away. Kind of like you do with your dog. So here's a top tip as well. So see, before you do go number 2, you can pour some detergent, like dry washing up powder, in the bag before you do it, and it kind of takes the smell away. And for number 1s, I just use a pee bottle. There is benefits to being a guy, however, there is an attachment as well for the ladies, and again, both of them are in the description if you want to go and pick them up from Amazon. So for the pee bottle and the retractable toilet, it came in at £47. So another preference as well that I wanted was the fire extinguisher and the fire blanket. If you want to pick them up, I think the fire blanket was £10 from Amazon, and the fire extinguisher was from Amazon as well, and I think that was £22 maybe, so £32 all in. So again, all subjective, you might want to have something different. Again, this is just what I added in. So for my preferences with the EcoFlow, the fire extinguishers, the magnetic tape, the midge net, the black window tint and all that stuff, preferences come in roughly about £532 on top of the $500 it costs to build the camper. So if you didn't go that route, you could build the van for under £500. Do you need electricity in the back of your camper? No really, no. How do you charge your phones? You could buy one of these wee 20,000 milliamp battery packs and they'll charge your phone for about 2 days. You could use it to charge the lights that I said earlier. You could take a laptop or an iPad to watch films on, and again, that would charge it. So you don't need a leisure battery and an EcoFlow either. Do you need the black window tint? Nah. Could you just put curtains up there? Aye. Do you need the midge net? Probably not. For the toilet situation, maybe you just don't want to do the toilet in your van. Totally respect that. I was the same. You'd be limited if you went off grid because you would need to go somewhere where there's facilities. But when you go out as much as I go out, and it's like that kind of weather, you don't want to be going out in that. In total, including the van and the van build, the van total came in at $3,200. And if you want to add the preferences on, like the EcoFlow, the black window tint, you're probably talking around about $3,700. Obviously the takeaway is if you can get the car as cheap as you can negotiate and haggle down, the better. And then the build, if you can manage to do things cheaper, then even better. And the preferences with electrics and all that stuff, again, if you're only in it as a day van, rechargeable lights, the ones that I used in that video are fine. So it is doable. There's loads of ways you could cut corners. So guys, that's going to be it. I'm going to wrap it up there. So that's everything that it cost to build this micro camper, from this feet Doblo into this micro camper. Let me know in the comments how much roughly the budget was that it cost to make your own one, and what corners you managed to cut to make it cheaper, because that's the purpose of these videos. It's to help people that are scared of building their own vans, their own campers, just to go out and do it. And that's what the build series was for as well. I've had a lot of people asking me how much it cost to actually build it. I've done the build series, but I've not done a cost breakdown. Now you've got the cost breakdown, and hopefully it's not as scary as what you think it is. And just before I go, the best way to work out what you need for your van is to go out in it while you're building it. Fling a mattress in the back and go for a drive somewhere overnight. Do it in the summer so it's nice and warm, or you could do it at night just to see how good you've insulated it. You'll quickly go, oh, I need that, oh, I need this, oh, I wish I had that, I wish I had this, and then your mind's going to start going. You might go for a minimalist approach, and you might be like, you know what, I love this, I want to be out in this all the time, I want to make it a home from home, I need all the mods and cons. Then at least this video is going to give you a bit of reassurance, a cost, and whether it's right for your van. As always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.